Yeah, there's a lot here. I'm oftentimes up at about 2 o'clock to about 4:30 in the morning, just up thinking, writing notes down on my phone, or looking at things, or talking to different people. And
So is that something that you've consciously done? Like you wake up and you've got a thought. Like early on, would you just try to go back to sleep, or have you found that it helps you to get these thoughts out, put them in your phone, or write them down?
yeah, write them down, think about them. It's like, I mentioned the sales cycle that we have here. It's a Cody stress level cycle. Cody stress Cody stress shoots up in the spring and then into summer, when basically you're down to your last dollar and you have no space. You're asking your neighbors if they have any temporary storage to try to make this thing work. And then once you turn the corner in August, September, and it all starts to come back in, and everything looks like it's going as planned, I'll lighten up. I mean, I think everyone around here basically tell, basically my day to day attitude, what position this place is in, uh,
Ain't that
and even at home. Heck, I think my dog can even tell.
ain't that funny though? Because people on the outside always think, "Oh, they got it so good, they don't have to worry." Blah 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 blah, and they don't realize the bigger company is, there's usually more stress. They just
Hmm.
when you first started this business, you have a ton more stress now than you probably did when you first started, don't you?
I'll tell you, I don't know. So long ago, I just remember I sold 500 dozen on Craigslist, and then I doubled down and I ran 1,000 units. And I just remember opening the container and pulling off the first dozen and cutting the box and looking at them, and they were purple, and they were shiny,
Uh-oh.
and it was every ounce of money that I made from the first run, down the tubes. Couldn't sell them, and so that's basically take them all to the bandsaw, cut them in half, and throw them away. There's literally nothing you could do to it, and that was it. That was honestly just about it for me. And I was headed to lunch with my dad one day, and probably the best advice, simple best father son advice I'd ever gotten. I said, I think I'm going to give it up. And he's like, "How did it go?" And the product was fine. I said, it went great. Because then you'd be stupid not to give it one more shot. And gave it one more go. Product came in great. That's basically how we evolved into V2. Was the problems that were basically teetering on the edge of V1, we converted to V2, and it's been, I don't say gangbusters. It's just been on the incline since. And then when you look at it, this business didn't make money for the first 5 to 6 years. 5 to 6 years, I didn't pay myself one red cent for the first 5 6 years. I wasn't even on payroll up until about 2 to 3 years ago. Asher was our first guy on payroll.
Wow.
I think Nick Kosis was number two.
Wow.
So
Wow. It
yeah, I don't know. I think my stress management is getting better, but
and it's just, my hat's off to you. I mean, anybody that owns a business, they know what. But so many people just want to point at guys like you, or hunting outfitters, or Amazon, like Jeff was doing.
You're the one that ripped on the wealthiest man in the world, not
I
me.
didn't rip on him, Jeff. That was you. But so many people rip on these companies, and they don't know. Like, you bet everything on Dive Bomb working, and it's paid off. So you should be in a position where you can, reap some benefits, and you've earned it.
every one of these loan documents has a little thing in there that says personal guarantee. That means everything that I own.
Right.
So that's a little spooky, but at this point I'm just used to it.